And today we're starting with the semifinals, which means we are on to tons of guns. Moonshot has been removed. So those who are familiar with the moonshot weapons, as most of us are, as that is the default way we've played for quite some time now, they're all gone. So things like the howitzer, things like portals, no longer exist and are not available to the players. Speaking of which, here we have on the left-hand side, it's Pixnips playing as the Warthog commander. Be facing off against his opponent. On the right side in the red fort, it's Ryebjik playing as the Hurricane commander. Now this is what I'm looking forward to. Both players are very skilled and, well, they don't... I fully expect them to operate normally here, compared to most others who might be confused. This map doesn't come with storages, so they are going to have to build storages before teching up to the heavy weapons tech. But I think it is going to be, well, lots of heavy weapons.
Looks like both players know that there are no buzzsaws because we don't have moonshots, so they are being very greedy.
Yes. Buzzsaws, a weapon released in the Moonshot DLC, has reshaped forts, because prior to the buzzsaw, wood spam was the end-all be-all, as well as rampant expansion, as there simply weren't tools in place to punish such things. So that's, that is going to be relevant here. We might see a reversion to mass wood spam as the option. We know lasers have been popular in this meta, but I suspect the lasers are not going to be that popular.
And Ryebjik is going for lasers anyway.
So it would seem.
I'm very surprised that Ryebjik is going full eco here, because without some of the more flexible options, I would have thought missiles would be the go-to on that bottom platform. There's no portals, by the way.
Yes.
Did Ryebjik just sell off his...
Yes, he did.
I think he's talking about it too.
I have no idea what he just said.
Yeah. Fascinating.
I mean, it isn't too bad because he doesn't... I mean, Pixnips doesn't have a T2 tech anyway.
Yeah, but it's still... He was going for a build order that lands him with less eco and less expenditure. Like, that's still an incredible...
I agree.
Reset here.
Well, I think for Ryebjik, muscle memory giveth, muscle memory taketh.
Potentially, yes.
Fair.
You were talking about these swarm missiles, and I think it's just that the players are accustomed to going with the higher eco type games. Like, the current meta is not fast. Current meta is take things slow, get all the eco, and grind your opponent out of the game. Even if there's a 20-minute time limit, that's still the way to go. I suspect that's related.
We see both players with munitions plans this time.
And despite Ryebjik having to reconstruct his entire tech tree, is actually on the same speed, the same pace as Pixnips here.
Roughly, yeah.
My thinking was that if you don't have to defend against buzzsaws, if you don't have to defend against howitzers, your big splash is basically going to be nukes, and
That's it.
And I don't see that.
Yeah, you can also do rockets, I suppose, but they should be a very good option still.
Realistically, Big Splash wasn't all that common back before Moonshot. It's just not necessary. The meta at the time was just cannons. You just punch through. And you punch through via attrition. You didn't use Big Splash for it, you just kinda blasted until the opponent broke. That's one of the major reasons why Wood Spam was so popular, so effective, is they needed the efficiency to not explode quickly.
First few cannons down. Pixnips is a bit behind.
He is. And I'm struggling to figure out where that money went, but I'm guessing it just floated it away. This Pixnips has floated a whole 930 monies. Whereas Rybjik got earlier mines and upgraded them faster, so he's generated more money and hasn't floated any, basically. Floated a total of 200, which isn't much. And so at the end of it, it looks like Rybjik's just got 3 cannons placed, whereas Pixnip has only 2.
And also more defense.
Yes, and also
Looks like
more
Pixnips
defense.
went for a lot of energy production for some reason. Like, a bit too early.
Yes. I'm wondering rocket rushes.
I would love to see rocket rushes.
I would love to see rocket rushes. Rocket rushes are going to be a thing. I'm calling it now.
I agree. Rybjik is basically just ready to fire, and if he fired now, he would just destroy the cannon tower.
So this is something that didn't exist properly. These tiny door setups were not used back in Tons of Guns days. So I'm curious to see how that will affect things. Like, it was all big doors.
So much tech has been discovered since.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, stability, tiny doors, better wood span.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, time to fire. Oh yeah.
Massive damage. At this range, it's real easy to hit the tiny doors.
I mean, there were different doors at this point. I think it was just wood.
It was just wood, but he did manage to send both, all the cannon rounds into them. Not only that, but he hit the actual doors on Pixnip's lower cannon here. So that's gonna put Pixnips into a rough spot. I mean, Rybjik just has first shot priority. Like, he gets the first volley off, he gets damage done, where Pixnip now has to pay repair bills, and it's gonna put him into a death spiral kind of situation here. Now, the thing about cannons, they don't have the death spiral power of rockets. But I mean, Rybjik's going up to... Yeah, until you have 7 of them. Like, there's a number somewhere. Typically, 3 cannons gets you pretty close to death spiral territory. Pixnips does have a bunch of upgraded mines. So I can say with some confidence that Pixnips isn't in death spiral territory when he's got,
But Rybjik also has a hurricane, which means he will be firing those even faster.
And he has the economy to sustain it. And Pixnip still has the money. He's got 1,000 money in the bank right now. He just couldn't spend it fast enough. Rybjik just sent 6 cannon rounds through a single tiny door setup. And that's just too much punchy power. That's one thing that cannons have over rockets. Rockets deal a lot of splash damage, but cannons are capable of penetrating places when they need to.
Especially at this range.
Especially at this range, where the variance on the cannon shells isn't big enough to really matter. So the damage isn't splashed at all. It just goes into the same spot over and over and over again.
Looks like this will be a relatively fast match.
I think this one will be a relatively fast round, yes. Pixnips is still in it. He's got a cannon under construction. He can still door snipe things, but Ribjik is... Yeah. Okay. 5 cannons is enough to penetrate through anything Pixnips has, and Ribjik takes it. Round 1 in this best of 3 goes to Ribjik. In what is a wonderful round. I'm actually kind of surprised things went that way for him. Because I was incredibly concerned for the guy after round 1, after the start of this year. Like, that was... Selling off his late game tech, his heavy weapons tech, is not a pleasant way to start. All right. Give us a moment while we set up for the next round in this best of 3. Ribjik versus Pixnips. Let's do this. Alright, round 2 will be on Ice Cave. Let's see how these players handle this one. This is one where rockets are either a mistake or incredibly powerful.
Absolutely. This should be very interesting.
Very interesting. So... Alright. Things are already weird.
Ribzik was fast, wow.
Yes. I mean, I don't blame him. The sides have been swapped. Ribjik is now on the left-hand side here. As we have the man, the myth, and the legend, Ribjik, playing as the Overdrive Commander here on the left-hand side, facing off against his opponent on the right. It's Pixnips. So, Pixnips is playing the Seep Commander. Now, Seep, as a commander, does more than just swarm missiles. Well, it's the stereotype that goes swarm missiles, and with good reason. Also benefits rockets. Now, this map is, at this range, it's very close. Rockets can do a lot of damage very quickly. And rockets, at this kind of range, is incredible. However, this map has a lot of verticality. You'll notice that there are arms attached to these forts, each arm connected to a different foundation node, giving them incredible stability. And with such vertical space with which to play, you can build ridiculously dense and effective arrays of anti-air. I just want to shout out this here. Like, Pixnips' core is literally exposed right now. There's not even a single shred of wood in front of it. It's just there. I'm almost surprised that Ribjik isn't building some snipers or machine gunners or something just to tease that a little bit. Because, I mean, come on. Why are you like this?
His entire fort is hollow at this point.
Yes. Yes. There's nothing corporeal about Pixnip space. Every shot will pass clean through and either hit the juicy internals or the background behind the other side of the fort. So, like, 'tis what it is. We do see armory tech from Pixnips. This is expected. At least I'm expecting that. Because, well, see.
I don't. Oh, Rabzik is going for tier 2 tech. Interesting.
Very interesting. My question is, where does Pixnips build these rockets? Such that Rebjik doesn't immediately react to the first placed rocket.
I think the only valid answer is yes.
Yes, but Pixnips base can't handle yes as an answer to that. It isn't designed
Yeah,
that
is
way.
true. That is true.
Like, I would have, like, if he was going for rockets, actually going for rocket rush, I would have expected at least to expand in a way that enables a rocket rush passively, but we don't see that. He's going to have to build. He's going cannons. Why are you like this?
That core has been exposed for 2 whole minutes, I think.
At least. And no one cares to do
It's
anything
not
about
like
it.
Ryabzik is well defended either. One shotgun takes out either of them right now.
Yeah. I'm
But
honestly
Eagles know.
surprised we haven't seen that. Not even a token EMP.
It is true that an EMP would be absolutely outrageous on this map.
Death by EMP. Death by token
coming on
EMP is not okay.
30 seconds to classic cannon o'clock, too.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
First
Yep.
cannon down.
Standard cannon placed by Rebjik in the bottom.
This will be a very funky angle.
It will be, but I think it'll be okay. Alright, we're finally seeing some armoring up around Rebjik's core. Picking Seep and then not going rockets or swarms on this map of all things. Like, this is a perfectly rocketable map. Like, you build rockets, the opponent gets dense, laden, thick clusters of anti-air, and then you use your own verticality to build every flavor of map suppression, and you just grind it out, just APM spam it to the end. And so, like, that's how I would have expected this to go. Just knock down, drag out, knife fight in a closet, shivving each other with machine gunners and snipers until the end. But that's not what we're getting. We're getting just a bog standard cannon build, and it's not even a rush. Like, it's just kind of greedy eco opener into cannons eventually. And frankly, Rebjik's ahead of the curve there, and it's not in small part due to the overdrive commander. It's like, otherwise they've floated about the same resources, they've spent about the same money. It's just the Rebjik has more due to earlier upgrades on the mines, and it's really about it. Like, that's really about it in the build order differences here.
I think Pixnips is just waiting to join his teammate with co-op on death.
Potentially. There is a fully operational cannon out right now. Doesn't have doors on it, but Pixnips' core is still exposed. He's working on fixing it now,
Finally!
but that is brave.
It has been exposed for 5 minutes.
Yes. Like, wow. It's good. Reabjix should do the same thing he did last time. Abuse the closeness of the range to just slap the cannon doors directly. And he's firing first. so he can
The
get.
top one doesn't have an angle, looks like.
Yeah, it looks like it doesn't have an angle.
Oh yeah,
but
he's angling. Yeah,
he's
leaning.
leaning by dragging the fort down. Honestly, if he deletes just a little bit of that tiny door, a tiny bracing in front, it should be okay.
I can't wait for Pixnips to just collapse this cannon.
Yeah, this is not tenable. There's no stability tech that can save this cannon platform here, and honestly, it's at the point where if he so much as takes a hit, I think it's gonna break. Yeah. Okay, there it goes.
This is so over. Exposed cannon, let's go.
Well, I guess it's time for Yebjik to expose his own cannons and just aim at Pixnips here. I don't see Pixnips
Yeah,
recovering
this-
from this. The BM. Oh dear. Yeah, those cannons do not have an angle. They have
Just
to
make
be
a sniper whenever-
seriously adjusted.
Exposed cannon as well.
I think they're having fun with it now, guys. I think that's
Yeah,
I
that's
think
fine.
that's going on. He's like, nah, this is over. I would call it a throw, and it probably is, but I don't think that there's like that kind of mistake is just too. It's too much. That's such a critical mistake. It's ridiculous. Yeah, he's letting it happen. He's not even recovering the burn. He knows what's up, and he's like, I'm not. This is over. I've been knocked out. I've made too many mistakes. Letting it happen. Letting it all burn. Gah! Do you regret burning now? Easy.
Easy.
Oh,
Forwards
Lord
right
have
there.
mercy. Yeah. Alright. Ribjik takes it 2-0. God, that's I would say that it was a morale defeat. Like Pixnips wasn't defeated, but I mean that was pretty rough. That one would have been really hard to come back from. While it's an unsatisfying ending from a viewer perspective, I don't blame him at all. Well played, Revjik, taking this round 2-0. As we move on to the next matchup.
I'm willing to go out on a limb and say that neither of them had a really well-practiced build order for this map.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
can't possibly imagine they would, which is another reason why I expected rockets, because dirty, filthy cheese and early game rushes are the generally the much more effective when you're playing against players who don't have a proper build, because it hasn't been practiced since before these players started playing the game.
Ah, okay. So Rabzik just told me they had agreed on on cannons only for those matches.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
This explains a lot of things.
Yes. Okay. Then why did he pick Seep?
I have no idea.
Like, they're allowed to have agreements like that. It's not against the rules. They can do that if they want. But then why do you pick Seep if you're doing that? Okay, I mean, whatever makes them
Yeah.
happy. Like, it's their life to live.
Right? On to the second semifinal.
Yes. We have Shuka versus Alexander. Alrighty then. Shuka versus Alexander on Battlegrounds 1v1. You know, that also explains why they just had the air-cooled core, because they agreed to not do things like EMP or sniper. That makes a lot more
Only
sense.
cannons. Yeah. No sniper,
Yes.
nothing.
Nothing. Okay, that
I
tracks.
am fine with this.
Yes. I love that, actually. I love that a lot.
Yeah, gentlemen agreements are always very fun. Especially like it makes more sense in a bronze match, but like I'm fine with this here. I mean,
Yes.
as long as everyone is having fun.
Exactly. Like that's good. That's good. That's good. I like that. All right, it looks like the players are here, so we will be jumping into the action momentarily. So I hope you guys are ready, because we are, and are the players. Time's up. Let's do this. Battlegrounds 1v1. Now, this is a map that didn't exist back in Tons of Guns time, in Tons of Guns era. A relatively recent addition to the map pool. So we'll get to see how this one works out. As here we have on the left-hand side, it's Shuka, playing as the Spook Commander. He's playing against his opponent on the right-hand side in the red fort. It's Alexander, playing as the Architect Commander. Now, Architect, I can only imagine, is going to be much more powerful relative to the strength of the Tons of Guns era, because wood spam techniques have certainly improved, and wood spam was the meta. So I can only imagine it's going to become even more problematic if abused. As at the time, long matches happened because players abused having upgraded mines, big eco, and unlimited wood spam. Which, from that time, has been kind of nerfed. Over the years, a lot of the later game eco strats have been nerfed to prevent stagnation of that kind. I remember a time when mines got nerfed, so they didn't give as much money anymore. Definitely for the best. But it also means you're not getting like 150 metal per second anymore. I remember one video I did a while back about a like defensive play where I was holding off a 1v4 and I just had like 150 metal per second. Like, they couldn't break me. It was ridiculous. It's just constantly rebuilding wood spam, just constantly, and I never ran out of money. It was great.
Those
Definitely.
were the good times.
It was definitely a time. It totally worth nerfing that, because that's just way too much. Like, someone should not have that kind of income. It makes the game stale. I mean, what do you do against that? Like, you can't attrition that. Like, that's... I mean, I guess you could, but the amount of firepower you would need to attrition that is crazy.
At that point, you're just trying to drain APM, not so much resources.
Exactly. That's really what it came down. That's really what it came down to. It's just, do you have enough APM to outpace things? And, especially during that time, before players had these, neat and well-optimized weapon platforms where you can shove 6 cannons into a single area. Players would come out there to spend 20 minutes and they'd have 3 cannons total scattered throughout their fort, and that's just not enough. You're not breaking 150 metal income from that kind of thing. Like, you need to break 150 metal income, like, you would need to have, 5 cannons per player. Like, at least. So yeah, we don't have that balance patch today. We've simply removed the DLC, which adds in the tools that would have been used to break that balance patch. So I do expect some of that kind of play to come back, or at least expect isn't the right word. I shouldn't expect any of these players to do that kind of thing, but I would be surprised if wood spam wasn't just the end all be all of defense.
I mean, I suppose you said expect, as in survival of the fittest, in some sense.
Yes, yes. I suspect that suddenly massive wood spam would simply be the solution, and to that end, Architect is probably unmatched. And kind of tangentially overdrive by virtue of bonus economy. You don't have things like howitzers to crack open the defenses. You don't have things like buzzsaws to cost efficiently slice through things. You've got cannons and lasers. Lasers don't penetrate wood spam, and cannons can penetrate wood spam, but they're not very good at it. Like, it's just not a cost-efficient thing. You have to drain your opponent, and if your opponent is built to handle the attrition, it's gonna be rough. You know, now to think about it, with the current Armadillo design, Armadillo is probably gonna be quite good here too.
Sweet exposed cannon from Shuka.
Yeah, and mini gunners from Alexander. And he's mixing them in alongside the upgrades with the mines and the eco, so it's not even obvious that these are mini gunners. However,
Oh damn.
please do it.
I
No
don't think it
sniper
would be quite
follow-up.
enough.
Nah, it won't be enough, but he'll get some damage done. Surprise
50%
minigunners.
is crazy.
That is a lot of damage, that's for sure.
Combined
It
with
is-
some cannon attrition, it will be devastating.
If only Alexander had just a little bit more commitments. You know, an AP sniper, a couple regular snipers, a third minigun, this round could very well have been over. Yeah, I'm fully expecting the early game aggression to be crazy. In that video, I think Incursus had 3 bases worth of eco. I did have 3 bases worth of eco. 3 bases worth of eco now does not get 150 metal income. Like, that's battleships levels.
What I was really hoping to see is, if you remember a match you played against Narf one time on Abyss,
Yes, that's what I was really hoping to see, and I think we probably will see it. Once we remove tons of guns, because at that point, the only damage you have is mortars and cannons, and that's it. So it's either going to be pure cannon rush, or someone's gonna get cheeky with minigunners and mortars and snipers. And if you get a close range map, I'm sorry, that the mortars, miniguns, and snipers win every time over cannon rush. Man, Shuka using spook to the highest value, just being on top of Alexander's, just being on top of the reactions to Alexander. Oh, swing and a miss. I mean, look at the size of Alexander's base here. Now, this is more like it. I mean, Alexander at this point can kind of just do whatever he wants, and Shuka's not close to breaking this. The amount of time it would take to shatter Alexander's base is just kind of big to chew through it all. I mean, look how much wood spam exists. The sniper. Oh, and he gets the shots off. Yep, rip mortars. Sniper doing sniper things. Okay, so Alexander did spend a lot of income on all of that wood spam. So didn't exactly get super far ahead in terms of weaponry and momentum. But he's going to be incredibly safe to do whatever he wants to do. And I think what he wants to do is more... This is storages. I think what he wants is more energy production there, actually. This hard wall. That cannon, he keeps slamming into that one hill. Now, we could see swarm missiles out of Shuka here. At the bottom of his upper island. It would require him to sell off these two mines, but I think that's reasonable to do. That would count as nukes. Nukes also not particularly great at dealing with wood spam. I would love to see just a giant mortar switch from any of these players, especially Shuka. This is another map with massive amounts of verticality, so things like mortars and rockets can get shut down very easily, but are also extremely powerful when suddenly applied. That or just mass minigunner. Honestly, mass minigunner would be effective. I mean, there's so many possible weapon slots. Just break everything with the cost-efficient bullet spread. Just hose bullets constantly. This is where the memes start, where to be like, hey guys, just, you know, get 15 AP snipers and just tab spam. I did a video about that earlier. Was it the last video I put out? I think it was the last video I put out, actually. Just AP sniper spam again. But this time in Tanya's mod. Very effective, actually. Does he get it? Actually, that was about as perfect of a shot as you could have gotten with that cannon, and it didn't break through. And some well-aimed shots out of Shuka. Oh! Finally punching through. Shuka loses a cannon as the attrition starts to build up. Alexander up to 5 cannons now is actually got enough cannons in one place to punch through reasonably armored hard points. He's got one more shot. Doesn't make it. Shuka's not going to be able to hold that spot anymore. Like he's selling off the cannon. He's selling off the damaged one, and Shuka, he's good. Alexander, I think, now realizes that the cannon isn't there anymore. Very good job on Shuka for selling that off because it was going to explode. Oh, that's the worst. That's not good. Alright, Shuka's just gotta shoot this cannon and probably sell it off because he cannot defend that. Alexander's cannons will reload here in a second, and they will commit destruction upon the last remaining cannon of Shuka. Alright, Shuka, you gotta do something. It's not protected. Yep, there it goes. As Alexander's now adding cannons in the upper realm of his fort. So, now here's the thing. Shuka has been defanged. He's working on lasers, laser tech, which is an interesting call here. We are actually going to see swarm missiles out of this upper island. That's one thing I was wondering about earlier. Is it's an option, and it's a decent option at that. How is Shuka going to reply to this? I think he's going to try to get out a plasma and then door snipe Alexander's cannon. Oh! Oh, that hurts so much. Shuka just lost his plasma, just lost his factory, his energy, his heavy weapons tech. Moments before it completed. Oh, that hurts so much. That's... Well, I guess Shuka's just knocked down to nukes and only nukes, because, I mean, what else are you gonna do? As here come the cannons digging through Shuka here. You know, despite all these cannons, like 5, 6 cannons here, Shuka's got plenty of cash. Like, he's still occasionally floating metal. 6 cannons is not enough cannons to attrition down Shuka here. It's just not enough.
I mean, he's also playing Spook. That helps.
It does help, but not that much. Okay. But, like, what do you do here, Shuka? You just... I guess you just fire the nukes and hope for the best. He's rebuilding his factory, just kind of exposed and hoping it doesn't get shot at. Which is not... statistically, not a very high percentage play, but I mean... you don't have a lot of other options. Shuka's base is threatening to collapse. Oh, a couple of hits onto that cannon. Pretty good. Not enough to break it, but... Alexander up to... what is that, 8 cannons now? That's 8 cannons now. I think this is the point where Shuka is actually going to struggle to repair things in a reasonable manner due to the raw quantity of firepower heading his direction. However, he does have nukes online, and that is terrifying. All he has to do is break some of those machine gunners, as Alexander goes up to 9 cannons and adds in mortars of his own. Nope, actually he sold one of his lower cannons, ones without an angle. Shuka once again lost his factory, so no lasers for Shuka for the foreseeable future. Shuka loses a pair of mines. That's not good for Shuka. Alright, most of the anti-air has been cleared out for Alexander. So these nukes are very likely to cross. A little, let's say, unfortunate impact. But Alexander just face tanks it with some pretty dense wood spam. Which is... Oh! Shuka did not open the door. And so it nearly causes a collapse. Honestly, there is a world here in which both of these nukes land. They hit something critical, like a foundation node, and it just shatters Alexander here. Now, Alexander's got too much, and he's even an architect, so he can reactively would spam and catch the nuke before it even comes close. There's Alexander has every tool he needs to simply survive, as the cannons just keep firing and they don't stop firing. The anti-air is online, and the nukes are shut down. Alexander wins it off of rampant damage dealt. Honestly, I think that's an okay way to go. I don't particularly like when things go to timer, but I don't see that ending any other way. Alexander had tools to deal with everything Shuka could throw at him, and
I agree.
That's just it.
I mean, he even had architect, which would mean with the active you can just spam gunners, and
yes,
they come online at the right time.
Like I didn't see anything that Shuka could do to defeat Alexander there. It would require a door snipe just to try to survive, and it would require several door snipes to get any real change. So that's, not a great position to be in. Alrighty then. The next round in this best of 3 will be on Desert Ruins. Let's see how this one goes. Another hanging type fort. It looks like the match is made. The players are ready. Let's do this. Off to round 2. Alexander versus Shuka. Alrighty then. It's a mirror match. Spook versus Spook, as here we have on the left-hand side, it's Alexander. Facing off against his opponent on the right-hand side, it's Shuka. Shuka didn't quite survive the last round, but it is now a Spook mirror match, so things are going to be a little bit spooky.
Why did you say this?
Emotional damage.
Very effective.
How many sniper shots worth?
At least 12.
At least 12.
Looks like neither players are quite exposing their core. Unfortunate.
Well, they don't have a cannons only agreement, so that's probably related.
That is true.
They, don't want to go down to random regular snipers.
I like Alexander's design for the front.
I do too. I'm always iffy about splitting that beam in particular. If he can get the stability tech there, then I'm much more okay with it. I played around with this a little bit the other day, where I did the splitting the beam like this and then put stability tech on it, and I actually quite liked it. It was on a map very similar to this, where I was able to build forward with rope and such, but I did quite like it.
And we see a surprise swarm.
Yes. Now there's Spook, so the swarm will be only somewhat of a surprise, but I like it anyways. You can go hunting some, I would say hunting turbines, but you know, that's another thing. Rear turbines weren't really a thing back in Tons of Guns.
That is true.
Now you've got me thinking about Pence.
Oh.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Of course.
It does make me wonder how long until Pence suddenly shows up and says, alright, it's been a couple years, I'm gonna redefine Fort's meta all over again. Every time with that man. It just disappears for God knows how long, and then he shows up, drops some crazy tech, and redefines things.
And he has never been seen in multiplayer ever.
Never once.
He's a sandbox person.
Yes.
Sandbox lab rat. Goes to a nuke. And lasers. This should be
Interesting.
Intriguing.
Well, there's still fire beams.
Yes. For now.
So it's gonna be...
First plasma is down.
Yes, first plasma is down. There's a lot of anti-air coming off from Alexander. The fire beam plasma is... It's faster than Alexander's cannon, because it's going to be standard cannons from Alexander. So Shuka will have a moment here where he's able to get that first shot in and potentially start the momentum going in his direction. Now, Alexander is clearly going to be prepared for this exactly. It's going to come down to a moment of implementation. Who actually handles it better in execution? The fire beam is online for Shuka. No doors yet.
All right.
Fire beam
Now's the
passive beam
perfect time.
online. Let's do it. And the
Oh,
fire beam
this-
to defend. Oh, that's perfectly done. That is a lot of damage. Now, Alexander will be able to repair this. This is not critical damage. It's just an opening volley. It will slow Alexander down. It will stop him from building an array of cannons. And it's going to force him into building anti-air, and instead of doing instead of doing like proper progress. So Shuka does officially have momentum in his direction. However, he just got door sniped. He lost the fire beam. That's going to slow him down. He's also struggling on the energy front, so he has to invest on additional energy production instead of just doing damage. Which means that Shuka is going to take a moment here, and Alexander will have an opportunity to breathe. And that's going to give him a chance to build map control tools such as snipers. It's going to give him a chance to...
Oh, damn.
Oh, no. Not like this.
And he missed the cannon doors anyway.
Yep. Oh, no. Well, Shuka has officially lost every single one of his laser weapons. He's down to a single nuke launcher and nothing to support it. There's anti-air on the boards. It gets shut down midfield by the machine gunner. And just like that, Alexander is in the lead again. Oh, that hurts so much. Honestly, at this point, as Shuka, I would manually open those doors and just let them shoot through there, because there's nothing to hit. The only thing you could hit are the doors themselves. And doors are... Oh, that man just pre-sniped. He just pre-fired that sniper against the nuke and hit the shot. I like doing that. It's...
Emotional damage.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's what it is.
Very much.
That's a shot you don't make with any regularity, and that man just made it. Like I like to do that just to try it to see if I can make the shot because it's fun to try. The amount of times I actually get the shot is just rare. But Alexander just made that. Man. Well done.
At least he only has one cannon so far. It's not too bad to recover from the shots.
Yeah, I mean, it's not for the moment. The problem is that that's a limited time thing. Like, Alexander's going up to 3 cannons right now. He's been able to switch away from the defensive play, from the spamming of anti-air and rebuilding, and is able to spend that money instead on additional firepower. He's gone from having 1 cannon to 3 cannons. And Shuka, well, I mean, he's rebuilding his own lasers. It's just... It hurts my soul because Shuka has been in this situation before. And it's not... he's just going right back... Oh, no, not the...
Lemao.
That's just an unforced error. Well, rip that nuke. That could have been way worse, by the way. Because the nukes, when they take damage that early in their launch, will return from whence they came. The minigunner just happened to destroy the entire nuke before it came back to haunt him. He's tried the sniper again. Didn't get it this time with the sniper.
He was very close.
He was very close.
Very close.
Man, Alexander's just... I mean, it's like a class act. He's just... He took his hits.
Could, like, laser those techs.
Probably. Like, oh, certainly, I'd say so. I mean, and that would slow Alexander down.
Ooh.
Oh. the timing on that, not great.
Yeah, you want to get them before they exit.
Mm-hmm.
We see a typical wood spam plasma with down by Shuka.
Yes.
Not sure what it will achieve, but will definitely
Ooh.
be some surprise element with that fire beam.
Honestly, this is one of the problems with fire beams that's always existed. At a certain level, fire beams become more a liability than a boon, just because they can be door sniped. And
Yeah, players are being so consistent at sniping fire beams nowadays.
yeah, it is just a skill diff. Like, there was a time when fire beams were actually really good, but then players figured out how to... it's not even a figured out issue, it's... Wow! Honestly...
That did so little damage, wow.
Yeah, honestly, I was surprised how little damage that dealt, but realistically, that's more damage than it probably would have gotten elsewhere. Like, it may have cost more if it had hit the weapons platform, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, but it would... Oh, wow. Could have been much worse, mostly.
Yeah.
Like, this is bad, a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
This costs a bit.
Keep in mind that the previous one did damage the heavy weapons tech, and that's expensive to repair. Not to mention the loss of the turbines, which are also expensive to replace. So, like, it wasn't a bad impact. It just, I was kind of expecting more. Oh. Well, we knew that was going to happen eventually. It's just painful to see it. Oh my god, I thought that nuke was going to make it. 3 machine gunners and a flak, and it just so very close to it. So very close to getting through. Just dodging, snaking its way through. But at this point, yeah, Alexander's up to 3 cannons. He did manage to penetrate Shuka's armor. Shuka is a little low on cash at this point, though it wasn't cash flow that was the problem the last time. It was just 3 cannon shells going into the same spot. It's just too deep of an armor penetration. Oh, bypassing the armor! Alexander loses a cannon.
Wind aim.
Oh man, but I mean, it's still such a rough spot for Shuka.
Yeah,
Losing that
still 2
cannon
cannons.
platform. More importantly, he lost all of his mines. Shuka's down to 3 mines, and only 2 of them are upgraded. Alexander has more than twice the income. Rocking out at 41 metal per second to Shuka's 19. That's not something you can easily come back from. That is a massive deficit. There's no other way to put this. Alexander is running away with this game. At it, just a huge, just very quickly running away with this game. And Shuka's not close to stabilizing it. Shuka really just needs another door snipe. Honestly, even another door snipe wouldn't even the odds. It would just... If Shuka were to remove both of Alexander's cannons via door snipe, Alexander would still be in the lead.
And by a lot.
Yes, and by a lot. Like, it would be, I'd say, more manageable, but it would still be in the lead by a lot. Pre-firing machine gunners. He did hit his own machine gunner, or his own nuke, with the minigunner. Alexander is building a 3rd cannon in the sneaky spot. The spot everyone forgets exists. Up top. If that cannon is allowed to exist, it can do terrible, terrible damage.
It it could just take the nuke out with the right angle.
That's, I mean, all right.
That's a bit crazy, but,
If he hits that shot, I'm not even sure he can.
He also gets the battery.
Yeah, but if he hits that shot, he gets the battery and basically the rest of the fort. I was thinking he was just going to aim directly for here.
Wow.
Wow, door snipe. I was thinking he's just going to aim for the upper mines, because if he hits those upper mines, which are undefended, then it's just, there's no surviving that. Like, well, Alexander's sneaky cannon has been revealed. I don't think he was that sneaky to begin with. I think Shuka knew about it. Oof.
Damn.
That's a way to go. Shuka down to 42%. You know, I'll say this, Shuka has floated less metal than Alexander this round.
That's what you get when you just get pummeled so long.
Yes. You get pummeled for so long that you never have the money to do anything.
Well, that nuke hit is not going to happen.
Yes. What can Shuka do here? I mean, door sniping is always an option. Door sniping Alexander's upper cannon would be pretty good. I don't think that's going to be a realistic scenario here. I like what Shuka's doing. He is using the AP sniper to clear out anti-air, which would enable the nuke to land and slow down Alexander. But as it stands, the only way this nuke is, I think, ending the game or dramatically changing the scenario is if the nuke snakes its way up into Alexander's core, which is entirely possible. Like, that's not even a small chance. We've already seen it snake past Alexander's defenses and slam into his tech behind his core. It can absolutely get into his core to hit. I don't think it's going to happen, and I think Shuka has exactly one opportunity to make it happen.
The flag will be on another time.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, he did that on purpose. There's no way he didn't do that on
Nah.
purpose.
I don't think. I'm not sure, really.
Okay.
But it is pretty sad.
Yes. I was thinking he was going to make it drunk to see if it could snake somewhere and hit something, because, like, that's a real thing. But this is going to time.
Oh, wow. Yep.
Yep, it's Alexander. It is not
No
close.
one's surprise.
Very well played, Alexander. Taking this matchup, winning 2-0. Well played. Yeah, even if that didn't go to time, it was only one volley away from ending that. Shuka had no more defenses around his core and was completely drained of money. The next volley of cannons ends that immediately.
Shuka seemed kind of just a little out of sync the whole match. He shot his own nukes down a couple of times, and he never had his fire beam when he needed it to get the nuke across.
Yes. To be fair, every time he fired his fire beam, it got sniped. So, like, he didn't have a fire beam, period.
But if you're going to view them as single use, then you have to pair them with something, not just take a random shot at something.
That is true. Alright, so next match will be the bronze match. It will be a Shuka versus Pixnips. On ledge grab, interesting. Oh, You know what map we should throw in for the final?
Tell me.
Where is this thing? Where is this abomination of a map? Catacombs.
Oh no. Oh no. You really want to see rockets, don't you?
Not in the final match. Not without tons of guns.
Alright. This will be bare bones.
Is the bronze match bare bones? Oh, it is, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, of course it is.
All right.
Also.
So, ladies
It
and
is the
gentlemen,
last round.
we are officially into the final stage. We are in the bronze match. Tons of guns has been removed. We're going into a best of 3 for the bronze, and there's not going to be tons of guns, which means things like rockets, they're gone. It's gonna be, I think it's just cannons, mortars,
Cannons, plasma, mortars,
and plasma, and
swarm,
that's
nukes.
it. You got minigunners,
Yeah, miniguns. Let's
Yeah.
go, AP snipers.
AP snipers, they exist. So it's gonna be a wild one, as the players' weapon restrictions are extreme at this point.
And we'll see who remembers the old tech tree.
Oh right.
Good luck having a munitions plant.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
I think he must have timed out. Yeah, that'll do it. I mean, I guess a tech tree isn't really a tree if it doesn't have branches, you know? It's kind of hard to mess that up.
Yeah, but if you're going to reflexively save up only 800 metal,
That's
Yeah.
true. You need the extra storage. I remember that.
so the build orders should be very telling to see who's practiced for this.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'd be surprised if any of these players practice for this, I'm gonna be honest.
Imagine practicing. Wouldn't be me.
I know, right?
If by practice you mean jumping into some pub modded lobbies.
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
Yes. Alrighty then, so we had a player crash, minor technical difficulty, but we will be jumping into the action shortly. So I hope you guys are ready. And if you aren't, make sure to take this opportunity to stand up, stretch, get yourself a quick drink, grab your popcorn, grab your snacks, because we're in the bronze match, best of 3, in the Legacy 1v1 tournaments, where all DLC has been disabled. So we're back to
There is
release
nothing
day
left
worth
to
of
remove.
content. Yes. Except, you know, gravity. That's an option.
The physics engine.
I would love to see a game speed tournament someday.
How would that work? Do the players get like control over the game speed somewhat?
Do you remember the match where you had the game speed just slightly?
Yeah, I recall. Yeah.
It's like, wait
This
a
was
minute,
a
you're
very
allowed to
funny,
do that in
mistake.
multiplayer?
Yeah,
like
you
only 'cause
didn't know. If you're
it's
the
only-
host, you can absolutely do it.
I think it's at the host and dev power, a combo, or something like that. So I can't do that, I don't think. I've pressed that button, it's never done anything for me. But
But if
now
anyone
we're
remembers
off.
Brood War,
Oh, well, okay. Yes. That's different.
well, I mean, there was a normal speed in Brood War, technically. Not that you would ever see it ever.
Yeah, that just feels weird playing at a normal speed. I'll be honest, playing StarCraft, even StarCraft 2 on quote-unquote normal speed feels wrong. It's so slow.
The emotional damage has begun.
Yes. Dude, when I was doing this sniper spam video this week, it wasn't emotional damage. Like, I just got 3 AP snipers and actually just destroyed mines. Like, there is one player I
Yeah,
went
this
against.
this is not emotional. This is just actual physical.
It's just
tangible
actual damage. Yeah, no, like it was brutal. Like, I just, triple tapped, and then suddenly they didn't have their mine connection anymore on a map like this. And then they start to try to build, and I just triple tap again, and another mine goes away.
Let's go.
He's ridiculous. And of course, they're defending that, and they start, they get enough wood spam to defend it, and just target something else, and suddenly metal's breaking. And they're like, oh my god, I have 3 mines left, and I'm having to repair metal. Like, that doesn't work. But that's in the video, and if you guys want to see that video, make sure to check that out on the channel. But right here, right now, we are playing in we're showcasing the Legacy 1v1 tournament, where here we have on the left-hand side, taking a few emotional damage hits from this sniper. It's Shuka playing as the Spook Commander. Against his opponents, here on the right-hand side, in the red, it's Pixnips playing as the Hurricane Commander. Now, this is the bronze match, and as per the rules of the Legacy 1v1 tournament, that means every single DLC is disabled. So we are back to launch day content. And it's gonna be wild. By that I mean it's mortars.
Yeah.
It's mortars. It's gonna be mortars all day.
But,
yes. Yes, it isn't quite launch day balance. There have been balance changes and effects and such, so we're not talking everything's going to be the same. You can't horizontal your mortars. You can't tier 3 your mortars and direct fire them. That's not a thing. That was removed that was removed relatively shortly after launch and is not returned.
Wooden doors.
Wooden doors. Remember when that was the meta for a while?
This was crazy.
I mean, we
That's
made
PNC.
solutions. It was, but it worked. Now we do
It worked
turbines.
so good. Oh,
First
wow,
heavy
it
mortar
actually went
hits.
through.
Yeah, it did. Surprise.
Yeah, AA still is automatic.
You don't. Yeah, you don't have
that
to.
is true.
God, that was
wow.
such a good change.
The hard campaign flashbacks I have right now.
Yes. To this day, manual AA is still stronger than auto AA, but
And that's a good thing. I mean,
yeah, it is. It just makes me want to manual anti-air a lot, and that's just it's a task, to put it nicely. All right, reply mortars. A beautiful hit. Takes out a mortar and breaks a foundation node. That'll cause some deformation. That'll put Pixnips onto the defensive. Oh, the Hurricane Commander still gets the buffed machine gunners. Oh, that's huge. I forgot about that.
yeah, of course it does.
I've completely
All the
forgot
commanders
about
have
that.
changed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Oh, wow.
huge difference
Oh.
maker. This singular AP sniper is... This is what I was talking about. Once Tons of Guns is removed, the early game aggression options become so powerful. Like, yes, you can rush to heavy weapons. Like, yes, Shuka is going to rushing out lasers. Pixnips is... I mean, he's got a heavy weapons tech. But imagine if instead of spending that money and energy on heavy weapons tech, he actually just built an extra set of mortars or extra... Like, even a second AP sniper, this could have been over already. Just the early game aggression options without the extra refined build orders, without the extra tools, mid-range tools to fight back. I mean, it's just... You can do so much work.
But you got to commit to the knife fight in the closet here.
Yes. Yes, you do. And you know, if you're gonna drag someone to a knife fight in the closet, you know, that the guy who gets punched first is the one that starts stunned and usually doesn't make it. So I will say this, Pixnips seems to be investing more into the minigunners, which I think at this point is a mistake. I think he really should invest into the lasers because he's already gone that route. Cannons is another option, I approve. I think cannons is actually the better option here. AP sniper breaking wood. He's almost reaching to that core. Oof. Turbine block? No turbine block. Pixnip loses a cannon, but the AP sniper does actually pen to the core. Uses Shuka using the turbine block. Will keep his core safe from the AP sniper. Now, a set of angled wooden struts comes in for Shuka. Interestingly enough, still vulnerable to miniguns, as the metal struts are held up by solid wood and therefore can be broken, and their structure can be stripped from them. Tiny Dwarf Sniper doing great work against Pixnips, removing all of those minigunners.
I think there's also an angle to reflect down onto those machine guns.
Maybe. Or at least could be if there were still any minigunners left. Well, neither player really committing to the early plays. But they did... Oh, wow. Did that broke literally every single one of Pixnips' mines.
Every single one.
That is... I did not expect that, and I'm betting neither did Pixnips.
That
Like,
is
he can't
insane.
repair. He can't do anything at this. Like, he has to just sell off his stuff and hope that Shuka doesn't fire again. He's going to fire again.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no, that's it.
Lasers will probably be the fatal blow, but the cause of death is going to be that one shot to the mines.
Absolutely.
It's... Like, that's it. He
That
can't...
was
He no
nasty.
longer has the armor in place to defend against the plasma again. He
I
can't
will
defend
say,
both
this is
his
a much
core and the
feistier
mines.
match.
Yes. I like this match. I like this match a lot. Alright, Shuka. Okay, Shuka, you have the energy. What are you
You have to
doing?
shoot. You have to
Why
shoot,
are you like
absolutely.
this? You know, you saw the
You can
same
even
things we
reshoot
did.
At the mines, I mean,
Just refire.
the same angle will work. I mean, even if there are two sandbags, you can just push through. Please.
Why are you like this? He's building
For their
He's
second-
waiting for the second
three
one, I
more
think.
plasmas instead. Ugh.
I mean, he still has the energy to fire the first one. He still should.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Oh no, and he's selling a mine to get a swarm of... I mean, I guess once ahead, get further ahead. But I mean,
Dude,
at
do
some
it.
point... Alright, there he goes.
Yes.
Punches through. There it is. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Cleaned out.
That was a really good reversal.
Yes. Yes, it was. That one shot to the mines. That's just how close it was. Like, yes, Pixnips is in the lead, but not by that much. One plasma was enough to do it. Good lord. As it punches through. That's such a beautiful shot with that second plasma shell as well.
Yeah, the drop shot on the core was crazy as well.
Very well done. All right. Let's swap these sides. As we go into round 2. Round 2 will be on vanilla. Fascinating. A real vanilla match. As vanilla can be.
True vanilla. Fun fact. Originally, this tournament was supposed to be a full vanilla tournament.
Oh?
But then Blammo came over and said, hey, how about we do this gimmick thing where we remove the DLC every time.
Now Blammo's
And I
got some
think he was
good
right.
ideas.
Oh yeah, he was cooking with this one.
I think we would have needed about 3 more weeks if every round is going to be vanilla.
Possibly. I mean, this match was pretty fast. But also, we got a crazy shot.
All right. The players are ready. The match is made. As we're jumping into round 2 in this best of 3. Let's do this. And we're off. As here we have on the left-hand side, it's Pixnips. Playing as the Pinch Fist Commander. Facing off against Shuka as the Spook Commander. Now this is a matchup of all time. Pinch Fist really hasn't changed much.
Pinch Fist.
Yeah. Pinch Fist hasn't really changed much. It's going to be the heavy weapons rush because that's how that works.
Emotional damage.
Yes. Honestly, if you get 2 snipers at the beginning, that can actually just break a turbine. And that's more than emotional damage.
Oh,
and
he still has an angle.
I mean, very technically, he'll always have an angle because sandbags are not perfectly defended. They don't.
Yes,
defend,
of course. But I mean, he
in any
managed to hit
practical
the angle
sense.
twice in 3 shots, is what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, I've played around a bit more recently with just getting 2 or 3 snipers right at the beginning of the game. Yeah, it delays me, but I can near consistently get like a mine and a turbine, or like 2 turbines or something like that with just the triple sniper.
You are evolving closer and closer to an AI.
Look, just because the AI overlords are taking over doesn't mean I can't join them, you know?
You are becoming extra familiar with them.
Yes.
Because the more you know, the easier it is to defeat them.
The more you know, the more you know. But yeah, I've been having some fun at getting just like triple sniper at the beginning. And the problem then becomes I have to worry about someone going Dord sniper, but usually they do panic building first, like, oh my god, I just lost a mine, I need to defend the rest of my mines, and then, oh my god, I lost a turbine, I need to defend the rest of my turbines, and then they'll build a sniper.
And then you sell the snipers?
Yes, and then they have a sniper, and I'm like, ha ha, your one sniper deals emotional damage, it's not 3 snipers. And then I just move on with my life.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't transition into the token EMP?
No. I mean, I could.
They have a sniper.
But I've already baited them into getting a sniper. I don't want to play with that.
Yeah. Better. Alright, we see 1 AP sniper.
That's another thing I've done. Just get 1 sniper and have it turned into an AP sniper. Like I'll sell off the 3 of mine, and then rebuild it behind a door, and get an AP sniper, and then snipe their sniper, and then suddenly you have AP snipers again. Suddenly 3 AP snipers out of nowhere. They lose another mine again. It's great. That one has a much lower.
Oh, let's go.
This is
mortar setup I love.
This is a mortar setup that hasn't been used in
This is an
forever.
OG mortar setup. I love it.
It is an OG mortar setup. Where's the vanilla Narf build? Where's the vanilla Narf build?
Why is Narf not playing this mage?
Yes. I still
And the
remember.
most frustrating thing was that it was background bracing.
Yeah, it was all background bracing, which is great. It made it horrible to deal with. Like, what are you supposed to do about it?
There was nothing to shoot at, yeah.
The Narf build didn't include rear turbines, but 100% could include rear turbines, which means we could do
yeah.
the Narf loadout with extra damage. Because, I mean, one of the big things that the Narf loadout did is deal with... It actually gave real damage while keeping energy production in any kind of realistic sense. But if you move the turbines away from the top of the fort into, the rear turbine position, then the Narf loadout doesn't... You don't need the Narf loadout to get that kind of firepower, but also, you can just replace the turbines with more damage.
Oh, yes.
And the Narf build was so strong, it was dominant for so long.
I mean, he was just there, and he would smash your fort with like 6 mortars or 9 mortars, all with different angles.
Yes. It was crazy. It was great.
It was basically the pioneer of mortar baiting
Yes.
at this point.
It was just so many mortars all the time. But as it stands, both of these players are going heavy weapons. Pixnips tried to go mortars and got bullied. Existed and got bullied. And is now going cannons. But Shuka has done enough bullying that Shuka is up to 3 plasmas placed, while Pixnips is down at 2 standard cannons. I think Shuka is actually... I'm going to say that Shuka and Pixnips are approximately the same speed in terms of which weapon's going to come out first. Shuka, however, does not have tiny doors, and that will become relevant here very quickly. Okay, everything's looking standard. Pixnips got stability tech. Shuka, I guess, has like half stability
As the
tech.
start, yeah, exactly.
And that you can see the difference here, where Shuka's got a blinking node, Pixnips does not. Whereas otherwise they're about the same otherwise.
Alright, everyone is ready. Not going for the door snipe, okay. I think this should be perfectly aimed to the cannon. Okay, guess I was wrong.
Interesting. cause some wobbling. Pixnips base holds it just fine. You know, that's another thing. The Narf base is very big. Stability tech had been invented afterward. Do some serious water loadouts with that. That's definitely not been explored enough, even in current day forts.
This will be a quite tense match, I think.
Yes. I
Tense
do
in the sense that everyone
actually,
is going to try to draw snipe the other.
yes, I do actually think Pixnips, barring door snipes, which are just not really possible to predict from a commenter side of the commenter side of things, spectator side of things. I do think Pixnips is in the better game state here. Shuka had the lead, but is losing it over time to economic disadvantage. Door snipe happens, doesn't break Pixnips' cannon.
Yeah,
but
too much wobble.
But as I was saying, Shuka only has 5 mines compared to Pixnips 6, and one of Shuka's mines is not upgraded. For perspective, like to put actual numbers behind it, Pixnips is at 42 metal per second, whereas
Good.
Shuka is at 33. Like that's about 25%-ish difference. So Pixnips will eventually pull ahead here in terms of progress. And what makes it even more of a discrepancy is that Pixnips is using cannons and Shuka is using lasers. And lasers just don't have the damage power, like the raw damage output that cannons do. So every shot Shuka fires, just generally speaking, on average, won't deal as much damage as Pixnips does. That said, Pixnips did just lose all of his energy production. Well, I guess not all of it, but lost most of his energy production. And that's going to substantially slow him down, as well as, generally be expensive to repair. Double door snipe. No losses incurred for anyone. Wobble too strong. Not enough stability in the forts prevents Shuka's lasers from breaking Pixnips' cannon, and it wobbles and runs over one of Pixnips' shields, causing it to reflect directly back into Shuka's laser. Wobbling about even further and damaging Shuka's laser for a net sum of about 0 for everything involved.
I think it's going to come down to Shuka's aim more than resources, because three plasmas, you need, 7 doors to survive that?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point, Shuka does have 3 lasers and enough energy storage to use them all. If he gets them all into the same hole, he just breaks Pixnips here.
Like this.
And he does it, and that's victory. Oh my god, he survived.
Close enough, I suppose. I mean, how do you come back from this?
Every single
Realistically.
turbine down. Yeah, he does it.
Okay, yeah.
Well
enough.
done, Shuka. No door snipe needed, just 3 plasmas directly to the same door. And Shuka wins it. And that will... that'll do it. 2-0 goes to Shuka. Shuka taking 3rd place in this tournament. Well played.
So yeah, aiming is OP.
Aiming is, in fact, overpowered. Beautiful shots. All 3 plasmas into the same tiny door. I see. So it looks like the plasma actually destroyed the second cannon as it was falling. Just the geometry of the terrain caused it to... the geometry of the fort giblets caused it to destroy the second cannon. So the second cannon didn't detonate on the foundation, and therefore the whole thing didn't come crumbling down. That is why you survived to concede moments later. Alright, then we are off to the finals.
Why did Pan needs to stop doing this? I swear.
Alright, so that will be Alexander and Ramjik.
Yes, using the finals things. Finals time.
Let's see. It'll be Alexander Team 1, Ramjik Team 2.
Yes.
Alright then. On Stalactites 1v1. The players are ready, the match is made, let's do this. I'm excited. Alrighty then. We're off into a mirror match to kick things off. As here we have on the left-hand side, it's Alexander facing off against his opponent. On the right, it's Ramjik, both of which are playing as the Armadillo Commander. Armadillo is an interesting choice. I like it. I can only imagine this is going to go late. Because Armadillo, that's how Armadillo works. On this map, there are no portals. So we will not be seeing portal nukes.
Unless people sell mines.
Yes, people will have to sell mines to get nukes, so I doubt we're going to be seeing nukes in the foreseeable future.
Especially given Armadillo.
They're actually opening with the upgrade center. So they're definitely planning on going late. More than anything else. That one sniper prompting so much reconstruction from Alexander. I like the battery in that position. It feels spiteful. Like there's no...
Here, take my battery.
Like, Ryabjik won't know. Like, his opponent won't know this battery is here. There's nothing indicating that it's there. There's no real good reason to put it there. It just is there. It's a horrible place to put it, but it's there. And that's what matters.
Is it confidence or disrespect?
Probably both.
Bravery or foolishness?
And I'm here for it. I'm here for it either way. I like Ribjik's base. Just got turbines everywhere. But yes, so this is progressing as I would have expected this matchup to go. Upgrade sensor for everyone. And max upgraded mines for everyone. We do see a minigunner out of Ryabjik. Are we going to see an AP minigunner?
Those are enabled, yeah. I mean, there is nothing disabling them.
It's one thing I found strange about AP minigunners. They're just not as effective as regular minigunners.
I mean, they're not supposed to be the same use.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're right. They aren't the same use, and they're not supposed to be. I can't think of a use for AP minigunners. Like, in the situation where I would want a tool like that, I can't imagine a situation where I would want a tool like that.
I mean, it is a very good cheese weapon.
It's not as good as a regular minigunner.
If you mix like 1 AP with regular minigunners, they actually will get a lot deeper.
I guess that is true. That is true. If you just have
I
like
guess same
one...
argument as fire beam plasma.
Yeah.
Somewhat. Also, shout out to the blue-based cannons.
I know, it looks weird to me. Just the different graphic on the cannons.
There's also just that shock value of when 1 AP minigunner takes out all your Dort machine guns.
Yeah.
Yes.
So true. Now suddenly you have to double doors your machine guns. Friends don't like friends. Let friends single door their weapons.
Yes. Nowadays, we don't even build doors on our weapons. Just leave them exposed, because... Just leave them exposed and use your sniper to defend things.
Hey, exposed weapons, they're the prerequisite of map control.
Yes.
Nah, I suppose. Alright, Rabzik will be first to shoot into that dance wood spam.
Ribjik consistently ahead with the cannons.
We'll be missing some energy production though.
Yes. So this is true of both of them. They are both going to have to invest in the turbines after opening fire with their cannons. The timing is going to be a bit rough for Alexander, maybe? No.
Nah, they should be fine.
Yeah, he should be fine. He's just gonna take some hits here. Is he actually gonna wait for the third cannon to come online before... He's gonna wait for the third cannon to come online before firing. Alright, I mean, whatever works for him.
Might as well.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Decent shots.
Very decent shots, all going into the same spot. Alexander catching every one of, or blunting every one of those shots with a fresh sandbag, which does help.
They are basically reinventing wooden doors at this point.
I know.
Ripsy doing the same thing.
I mean, it's good. It's the way to do it. It's the only, it's
Oh yeah,
it
really
is
good.
realistically the only way to stop the cannons from attritioning you with the speed they would normally do so. Because at this range, it is relatively easy to get all of those shots into the same spot. And cannons, while not the most penetrative power, have enough penetrative power to end it if they all get into the same spot. So, like, you need something. You need to catch them somehow when you have 3 cannons hitting you. So, that's the way to do it. It's worth noting that both players are the Armadillo commanders, so when they do just get to repair things cheaper. So this is not going to be a round that where attrition kicks in when there's only 3 cannons in play. You need more than 3 cannons. But 3 cannons might be enough to just straight up penetrate the forts and break something on the insides.
No, I don't think 3 is enough.
Yeah, I'm not convinced 3 is enough. There's just
Not nearly enough.
the players are still expanding their doors and they're supplementing with sandbags. It is unlikely to. Oh,
I was proven wrong. My bad.
yep, they found a spot. It was the main foundation node. The spot was not defended sufficiently.
I mean, I guess Alexander does have like much denser wood spam.
Yes.
So 3 would not be enough for him.
But he does have that battery there. Well, you say 3 won't be enough for him, but Alexander just built a
Yeah.
built a
big fat
turbine
plasma.
in there. I built a turbine plasma in the middle of his
A turbine.
defense.
Hmm.
Yeah, no. Not a turbine, a plasma.
Didn't hear about those new wood spam turbines.
Yeah. Wood spam plasma.
efficient.
That's gonna detract from the defensive capabilities of his fort. Defensive integrity of his fort. Pretty substantially, in fact.
Hmm. I'm still not a fan of wood spam weapons in general.
Look, I'm not a big fan of
I mean,
exposed
they can be
weapons in
done
general, but
right.
they can.
Yeah.
They're very effective. Honestly, this is how you do the wood spam weapon right. Like, if you're doing a wood spam weapon, this is how you do it. Huh, Ribjig actually running out of metal there. What did he spend it on?
I guess that one critical shot was... Oh,
More
a
destructive.
bit bad.
than
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he had to replace some batteries.
He did. He also... Oh! He lost his metal storage! He's actually capped right now. He started floating.
Oh, wow.
That happened too. Okay.
Did not notice.
That's... Yeah, okay. So that penetrative shot did a lot more damage than I thought it did.
I mean, it blew up like a couple of batteries and the metal store, I suppose.
Yes. Okay.
It's worth noting that because matches can be decided on total damage and not core, every time that Alexander is not aiming at, center mass of all the dense wood spam, he's trying to go for the core, but he's risking, falling behind on damage to do so.
Yes.
I still think it's decent damage anyway.
I mean, sure, but compared to getting
The wood
blasted...
spam is still
in a-
pretty dense, is what I mean. It is basically as dense, not as dense, but dense, close to the
Is this it?
weapons platforms.
So,
Not
I mentioned
quite.
earlier that attrition seems to not be working. It seems to be working. Alexander hasn't been able to rebuild those doors and is out of money. And Rebjik is just firing his weapons on cooldown, and it's actually digging through Alexander's doors.
I mean, contrary to Rebzik, he's placing sandbags less often. Now he's back to it, but
I guess that's true, but it's still working for Ryabjik here, as Alexander now reveals the wood spam plasma. The wood spam plasma could have great door snipe potential. It could also hit an angle to just bypass Ryabjik's armor entirely. So that's related.
Now?
Just a single strut of wood preventing him from firing.
I still think he...
I think he's got it now.
very close
Oh,
one.
wow. The fast doors actually saved that cannon there, because he did get the door snipe, but remember that Armadillo comes with speedy door closing, so it was able to close in time. That's just tiny doors saving him there. That also means that that laser is pre-aimed and zeroed in on that cannon. The next time, and basically forever, every single time Ryabjik fires that cannon, Alexander could just refire. Now he fired it elsewhere to try to pen something else that missed.
But he can still have like a group saved for that specific angle.
That's true.
That's what I typically do.
So he can just quick snipe this because it's already pre-aimed.
Just triple hotkey snipe.
Yes.
Looks
I
like
don't
he
think
missed.
Yeah, I don't think
Nah,
he's
he
doing that.
probably didn't hotkey the thing. He should though.
Just this slog fest going back and forth. Ryabjik really does need another metal store. If only to stop the floating.
I think he had one, but he lost it again.
Possibly. I will say this, Ryabjik is being very diligent with the whole sandbag spam thing. He's keeping his beach properly maintained. He just has the money to replace those doors every time. Every
Just 4
single
doors
time.
at once.
Yes. Ryabjik finally getting a metal storage online. That will help him stave off the floating. I will say this, Alexander is very good at the door sniping thing. That was a preemptive door snipe, and he landed the shot. It's just that Ryabjik baited it out, or waited it out. So that's, you know, a thing. As we have 3 minutes left on the clock, and neither player is really getting close to breaking the other one here.
They are both baiting the doors. That's
Yes,
so funny.
they are. It's a little hard to see from this side, but Ryabjik was over here just manually opening and closing doors, just making the door open sound, waiting for Alexander to fire the plasma. It's like, ha! I know you're trying to door snipe me, so I'm gonna open my door just enough to convince you that I've opened my door. But joke's on you, wasn't opening the door. Gotta get the old classic where you just have a door just somewhere behind.
Yeah, just an inside door.
Just inside in the middle of nowhere, like by the turbines, just on the floor, just keep spamming the door open,
You could
close
just
sound.
like open and close those foundation doors that he has.
Yes. The amount of times I've seen players do that just to mess with their opponents is not very often, but
It's
it
so
happens. And it's funny every time.
Right, going for the up part again.
I don't blame him. I mean, with that kind
Oh,
of
that's very
firepower.
good.
Oh, he gets it! And it all comes crumbling down.
That was clean.
That was very clean. A nice slice. And that's the classic plasma slice. Oh my god. Rybjik had such a damage advantage. Very, very well played. Good job, Alexander, taking round 1 in this matchup.
Yeah, every shot into those clusters of doors was doing like 3,500 damage for both players. So anytime you don't hit them, it's a huge gamble. It paid off though.
Absolutely. Very, very well played.
I would have liked to see one player invest in miniguns though. Not a lot, just the surprise to take out those sandbags, because miniguns get a bonus to sandbag damage, so you'd actually make up a lot of that difference right there just with one volley.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Oh, I see. It went over the cluster of background bracing, so it was able to hit the stability tech directly. That's what happened there. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Very, very well played. Alrighty then. Next round will be on vanilla. Let's jump into it. Alright, and we're off to round 2. Where here we have on the left-hand side, it's Rybjik. Facing off against his opponent on the right, it's Alexander. Things are looking solid here. Let's see how this round turns out. So Rybjik's playing as the Pinch Fist commander versus Alexander's Overdrive. So I do expect to see a fairly substantial difference in the strategies here, with Rybjik going with the classic rush, where Alexander goes for an upgrade center and a later gameplay if possible. It's worth noting that this 3-turbine opener is unique to Pinch Fist, and therefore is generally a pretty strong tell that your opponent is Pinch Fist. So Alexander should be aware that Rybjik is Pinch Fist here, barring a mild possibility that your opponent's just messing with you by building a 3rd turbine.
Or being Phantom.
Or being Phantom. Yeah. Which is an option, by the way.
Yeah, even without the Moonshot DLC, you can still play the Moonshot commanders. That is something that you don't see every day, but that we haven't seen so far.
I mean, we definitely don't see it every day, because we always play with at least some DLC. But...
You are just haters.
Yes.
You know what would be funny? If Rybjik just went for like 6 mortars and slammed them to Alexander's face.
I'm a
Not
big
happening.
fan of that. I love that idea. And I've seen that work super well as Pinch Fist as well.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it. But
I could do an
most likely
obvious
it's going
Pinch
for the
Fist.
factory anyway.
I think the best iteration of that I've seen is do a regular Pinch Fist build and then just triple rocket in your wood spam.
Let's go.
Because, like,
Surprise rockets.
you can build your wood spam such that it looks normal, but then suddenly triple rocket comes out. hit him with the, like, phantom tactics. It's pinch fist. The only unusual thing about Ribjik's build here is that he's going pinch fist into upgrade center.
Nope.
Because that'll put him on pace with Alexander for everything else.
What is this? Singular mortar? Oh no, 2 mortars actually. Now this is interesting. Looks like Alexander did recognize the mortar threat. I mean,
Maybe he's
2
just
mortars
hedging
is
his
just
bets.
rage bait at this moment.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, that's just... we can see from the spectator side of things that it's only 2 mortars. Alexander might be able to guess that it's 2 mortars. Maybe it's just 1. He doesn't know. I think he's hedging his bets with the 1 machine gunner. Yeah, he's reacting to the mortar with... He's like, this might be mortars, this might be just machine guns, this might be bait. It's 2 mortars, revealed for sure. But yeah, we're seeing an early cannon as well.
This is insane.
I mean, it's classic mortar shenanigans. This is what mortars do.
Three mortars just going through. Not a single one has been shot down so far.
Welcome to mortars. You've seen this many, many times, and it's great every time.
Casual exposed cannon.
There's not a lot of pressure on the board. May as well.
Of course. Oh, wow.
The machine gunner here is blocked now, by the way, for those wondering why it didn't fire.
If only Buzz saws were a thing.
If this machine gunner can't fire up anymore because it is blocked, it will need to be unblocked in order to work. And there, he's unblocking it now, and he'll have 2 machine gunners available for anti-air against the next volley of mortars. Which isn't... volley isn't really the right word. I guess 2 mortars can count as a volley, I guess. And trickle. Alright, the mortars have been shut down for the first time, and Ribjik sells off both of them, and immediately uses it to float away all his money. Rip the dream.
While having 3 cannons down. Now 4.
Yeah, as I was gonna say,
This needs to stop.
Ribjik's up to 4 cannons, and he's selling off his early
I
tech.
question that.
I don't.
Well, yeah, it doesn't need to stop. I agree, but
I was gonna say, like, I
the
don't question
exposed
that.
cannons.
It's...
Defending those is going to be an issue.
it is, yes.
Very soon.
But, I mean, come on. He's got such a lead. He should know he's got a lead at this point. Because he knows his opponent went upgrades first. Oh, that hurts my soul to see. Just moments
we
before
still
it
see
comes
wooden
online.
doors. Right. Now would be a good time to make doors on those cannons.
It would be a great time to make doors on them. Whereas Alexander's gone with a more standard build. Should I say more standard ordering to the build. Not quite so greedy. Honestly, Ribjik's greed has got a good chance of paying off here. Alexander still has time. I mean, Ribjik still has time before the 3rd cannon comes online, so he's not being penetrated here. As long as he gets his doors up.
Thing is, the score, the
That shield
Alexander
is
score
visible.
seems very weak to the cannons there.
I mean, yeah. But Alexander doesn't know that.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
He already took out the turbines once, and the shield is visible. He had to know that that shot was still there.
That is true, and that would have slowed Ribjik down a lot more. That would have caused Alexander to just kind of stabilize it. become a problem.
No doors.
We are finally seeing doors from Ribjik here.
If nothing else, though, I think Alexander should at least try to charge the active so they can get those turbines online. Or we're
Yeah.
back to mind games now.
Yeah, I can see that being a good argument. A good idea here. Realistically, I think Alexander just needs to get all those cannons ready to fire into the same spot. The problem now is that Ryabjik has a whopping 4 cannons armed and ready to go, and has the energy to fire them. So Alexander's about to be in a world of hurt. This man is teasing the doors again, and it's not even... We haven't even gotten to the door snipe wars, and we're teasing doors already. Alright, come on. Oh, there it goes. And just like that, Ryabjik loses his lead from the greed. Alexander is stabilized and done so with a much more consistent build and configuration. So I do actually think Alexander is going to be in the lead here in terms of game state. There are still 3 and 4 cannons on the board apiece. Everyone has the economy to fire their weapons, so this is going to turn into a slogfest. It's just a matter of who comes out the better of it. Going up to 5 cannons for Alexander, still on 4 for Ryabjik, for, reasons. Mostly because he's getting blasted by cannons. We do have what seems to be something approaching total defense of their cores, with no holes in the gaps. That said, I suspect there is an angle that Alexander may have from his upper cannons into the back half of Ryabjik's core. Yeah, those turbines... Both players, this is not a new realization, but both players understand that turbines in their standard positions simply don't work. There's too much firepower, there's too much damage that can blast them. And again, Alexander is just ahead of that progress. He's got 7 upgraded turbines and a neat and nice block behind his main cannon platform, compared to Ryabjik, who's doing the same thing, but he's only got 6 of them and none of them are upgraded yet. So he's just behind. Which is the status in every regard, comparing the two. Alexander has more cannons, more armor, more defenses, more eco. Not by much, but it's just more. Look at him. Trying to blast that top cannon. Trying to focus fire everything into one spot. Doesn't quite make it. Not for lack of trying. Oh! 4 shells to Alexander's core. All merging nicely, but it's just not quite enough. Alexander takes some pretty hefty splash damage, knocking him down to 58%. But just the buildup of armor around Alexander's core is enough to tank those hits. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that's enough to tank those hits if he does it again. If Ryabjik just fires that same shot again, I think he gets to his core. Let's see if he does that, or if we're living in a different world here. He's doing it again. Down to 58%.
Yeah,
One more cannon
has-
shell.
Oh!
Oh!
Right through, so
Passes through, just misses. That I'm convinced that could have been a kill shot. But swing and a miss. Alexander down to 50% and rebuilding his armor. This time a little bit more dense. God, Ribs, you're just tanking 4 cannon shells into the same little space, and it's okay because he's got the armor build up for it. But that is not something he can afford to rebuild time and again. Oh dear. That's actually some notable deforming. Oh, there it is. He didn't have the armor to defend it that time. Rebjik loses a cannon. Oh, and he loses all of that metal. Oh, that hurts almost as much.
ooh. I don't think it could collapse, but it would be pretty insane if it did.
I think that's why Alexander was focusing on not rebuilding the cannon in that lower position once he lost it. Oh my god, this single strut of wood, half damage, is all that stands between Rebjik and destruction. He cannot keep taking hits like that. But they're gonna keep coming. As Rebjik slowly falls behind. I want to see what this plasma does. Oh. He fires it first. No. Not like this. Well, I mean, I don't know what else he could have done with it. I would think in an ideal world he would have fired the cannons first to soften everything up and then plasma through it. But we'll see. Oof. Honestly, at this point, Rebjik is just getting ground down. Where once it was a relatively even back and forth, Alexander's lead is just growing. With 5 fully operational cannons and enough money to start another expansion phase. Where Rebjik doesn't have enough money to repair what he currently has. Only has 2 cannons remaining and is losing his innards. I like the mortar play here. Alexander... Oh, the timing on that. I was going to say, I like the mortar play here. Alexander's completely unprepared for it, and if he manages to land some key shots here, which it looks like he's doing, this might just end up cracking Alexander at the critical moment. But those mortars are about to get blasted out of the game. This man is literally using cannons as an anti-mortar system, like an anti-air system, just because he knows how destructive those are. Like, he cannot let those hit and break him. It was so close to shattering him. I like that play from Ryabjik. I like that play a lot. But now the machine gunners are online, and that's going to deter these mortars from function. Yeah, those cannons are hunting the mortars now. Ryabjik does manage to sell them off. That'll get his money back.
Ooh, that was close.
It was very close. If he can... There might be a world where he can put them like on behind his current cannons. And if he does that, he might be able to low power, like low ball them directly into Alexander's front. Then again,
And
I'm not convinced it's going to matter. He's trying for the door snipe as the cannon doesn't align with the rest of them. Ryabjik down to 74% and doesn't have the money to repair the defenses around the core. He's got some build up there that'll keep him alive from another cannon round or two, but keeping him alive is not victory. And with less than 60 seconds on the clock, this is going to come down to damage dealt. And I'm almost entirely certain Alexander's going to be in the lead for that one, just because he's had so many more cannons for so long.
for so long. Yeah.
Oh look, Plasma's here now too. And the AP sniper here, insult to injury. There's no saving that Plasma. Oh, he gets it! Oh my
Yes, there
god.
is.
Yes, there is. That is hilarious. He wants it. He wants it so bad.
Go ahead.
Do it.
He's waiting, like he's baiting the doors once more. Just
These mad lads.
there we go. Oh,
And there's the
let's
door
go.
snipe. And it doesn't cause the
Great.
collapse. Oh! Last minute, Ryabjik survives. Alexander wins it. That
Oh,
was
that was very
actually
close, actually.
really close.
Oh,
Holy
wow.
smokes. Alexander barely wins that with just a few
Yeah.
cannon shells difference worth of damage. Well played, Alexander, going 2-0 in this best of 5. Ryabjik's got to step up his game and come back for the full sweep if he wants to take first place in this round, in this matchup. I liked that. I liked that a lot. There is something to say about matches going to time, but I liked that round a lot. God, no catacombs?
I'm sorry, it was not in the map pool.
No catacombs, no abyss.
Not even Abyss. I thought Abyss was in the map pool.
Nah, Abyss is not here. I mean,
Ah,
players really don't like Abyss, and I can understand them, to be honest.
Yeah, nah, I get it. Same thing with catacombs. Like it's just not a fun map to play. I mean, it's fun if you're the kind of person who likes that kind of thing. I am that kind of person. I respect that most people aren't, and it's a good thing that most people aren't. That's for sure. It's a healthy thing that
To
most people
avoid
aren't.
stress.
Yes. Good lord. No Skylands.
I'm sorry.
That's one where tier 3s are actually just the meta, alright? Like,
Don't worry, the next High Seas tournament will have Skylands.
no, please no.
No. No, don't worry.
Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, we are off to the next round. We're off to the races! As we're into round 3 in this best of 5. Alexander here on the left-hand side playing as a Hurricane Commander, against Ryabjik here on the right as the Overdrive Commander. You know, surprisingly, this is one where mortars have been much more effective than I thought they would be. Like, when I first saw this map, I was like, you know, mortars could do some work here, but not that much. I was proven wrong. Every time someone has brought out mortars. They are just good on this map. They are game winning. Interesting. Alexander opening Upgrade Center as Hurricane. So both players are opening Upgrade Center here. This is expected for Ryabjik, as Ryabjik is playing as the Overdrive Commander. But Alexander here on the left-hand side is not playing Overdrive Commander, and therefore does not have... Therefore the Upgrade Center is not part of the tech tree. It enables upgrades, but it doesn't progress the tech tree. It's just kind of a side little bonus. So by going Upgrade Center first, it does delay Alexander's growth of the tech tree. But it does enable shenaniganery. Things like minigunners, AP snipers, and what I suspect is going to be the case here, upgraded economy.
Once more, we see the exposed core. Well, not quite, but almost. Oh, wait. Please. Please, Brabzik.
Please.
This would be so funny.
He's
It's
upgrading
overdrive, so it's
turbines.
possible.
It
Let's
is.
go, please do it.
It is possible. It isn't triple sniper.
Yeah, but it's 2 miniguns and a sniper. And
It
an AP
is.
Sniper. Let's go.
And that's... Oh, and he's getting a stability tech. He's not going to see it coming. He's focusing here. Oh, maybe?
Please, fast. I don't think this will be enough.
I don't think it... Oh, I mean, the AP sniper... Nah, he's just going to go for the mines down there.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, that is a good good change of targets. Oh,
That's a lot of damage.
yeah,
That's a
this
lot
is
of
basically
damage. And now he can aim for the
good
top
value.
one as well.
no, going
Or
straight
go
for the
straight to the core. That AP sniper should be able to pen that.
I think it shot to help the miniguns a bit.
Yeah. Okay, so that should be total coverage. The top is now defended against this. The bottom is defended against this.
Yeah, time to sell.
It's worth... This is the part where he needs to start selling things off, because this is going to be a doored sniper, and he can't break that. So he either needs to door his own stuff or sell it off. And
Yeah,
he's
selling
got
is
very
best
limited
thing,
time to do
probably.
that. Very limited time to do that. Rabjik. Very limited time to do that. Okay. He's hardwalling. That'll do. So yeah, that is a good investment. And this is the kind of opener I've been playing with recently.
Downgrading.
You do get more money
It's
back
actually,
for downgrading first before selling.
Yeah, you do. Which is not a trick that most people do, but some do. I know a French
Yes.
player who does that. I think it's the writer.
So this is what I was talking about earlier when I was saying that I've been playing around with like opening triple sniper. I prefer the triple sniper opener to the minigun opener, but they are fundamentally similar. Miniguns kind of rely on this map-specific having stuff to hit, whereas snipers, you can just pick something specific and remove it regardless of where it is. Minigunners are very range-based, and if there aren't exposed things to start with, then it just kind of doesn't work. But yeah, here's you can see the difference here where Ryabjik is just up. He's up at 3 cannons, whereas Alexander's down to 2 cannons, and just isn't prepared for things. Like, he's just way behind at this stage. Ryabjik is ahead, and I love to see it. All Ryabjik really needs right now
Ooh.
is enough
Or
units.
cannons.
4 cannons, I think, is a bit much. 4 cannons, I think, is going to cost him dearly because he needs that money spent on energy production so he can keep the pressure going. He has the lead now, and if he fires his weapons, he can turn that lead into proper momentum. And once the momentum starts going, it makes it very difficult for Alexander to come back here. All he has to do is convert his lead into momentum, and building a 4th cannon, while nice, gives Alexander a window to start pushing the momentum back in Alexander's direction, as opposed to Rybjik having map control here and just being the dominant one. First shot fired. Isn't enough to break anything. Does force Alexander onto the defensive. But honestly, he tanks that about as well as he could have. Okay. We're getting another cannon platform down below. I would love to see a laser down on that platform down below from Rybjik. Is what I would love to see. Alright, Alexander opening up his own guns. Honestly, Rybjik doesn't have enough armor around his cannons. He can just get broken here. It looks like he won't be, but he could have been. Like, that was close. That was way too close. The Hurricane Commander coming in from the extra shots. Like, Rybjik's playing real greedy here. And he hasn't cashed in that lead yet. Now is the opportunity. Now is his chance. Go on, do it. Do it. Do it! You tried. Okay. Here comes another round of cannon fire from Alexander. And he will have the energy production to do so again here for another volley. Do it. Oh, it's exposed. But there's no more follow-up shots. Rybjik just has the ability to repair, but neither player has the economy to keep this going indefinitely. Alexander relying heavily on his commander ability to keep up the fire rate and attempt to match. That's it. Not enough, just not enough armor. Just ran out of money, unable to defend his cannons, and they get penetrated. No more doors left remaining, goes clean through, taking out the entire array of cannons. Alexander is falling apart here, shot by shot. He's now selling off and reclaiming all of the extra hardened structure around the position, around his once weapons platform, and he's reconstructing his lost economy and other innards. Now he's going to be in the defensive for the foreseeable future. He still has a platform up top, which can be something like a laser or a cannon can be placed up there without it being at high risk. So Alexander still has options in this game to fight back. It's just they're not going to be available to him to actually fight back for a minute or two here, and that's where Rybjik is going to be able to get some real damage dealt, because he has effectively just clean map control to do whatever he wants. At the moment, it looks like he's spending on getting further ahead. He's building an extra cannon, upgrading his turbines for more consistent firepower output. he's not really pressing for damage right now so much as ramping up his damage potential, which I think is a perfectly acceptable option to go for. Like, don't rush it, don't mess things up, don't be hasty about it. Just get set up such that you can apply game-ending amounts of damage at approximately the same time when Alexander has a hope of returning fire. That was a beautiful cannon merge, by the way. Look at that. Ravjik going up to 6 cannons now. With a sniper on top, I like to see it. That has an angle up there? That's wild. I don't think any of those cannons can fire up that high. The angles on them just aren't there. Which, honestly, is fine. You can just go straight to any other location. Some nice shots. I like the shots in the lower cannons. Lower cannons are doing a lot of good work here. Oh, that cannon's got an angle on this. Uh-oh. That's not good for Alexander. Now, this is what I was talking about, wherein he can build something like a laser or cannon up on high here, and it be safe. Clearly, it's not perfectly safe, but it is safe enough that he can actually get it online. So he will be able to return fire, and with return fire comes the option for door snipe, and we've seen it countless times throughout the Forts Pro League. For so long as one laser exists on the board, you can never count a player out, because all it takes is one door snipe, and the entire weapons platform of Alexander can chain react into destruction. Now, will he be able to actually pull that off before Ryabjik knocks clean through Alexander's defenses and through his core? That is the question. At this point, I would wager that Ryabjik is in the lead, and by a huge margin, and I would expect, if we were betting people, to come out with a Ryabjik victory here. Oh, ho, ho, ho. So many cannon shells.
This is starting to dig very deep.
It is. The last volley did successfully punch through and overpenetrated Alexander's base. Didn't hit anything of critical import. You know, I see what you're going for there, and so does Ryabjik.
And now he's going to do it again.
Yeah, he's just gonna do it again, and he should do it again, and he should just... Oh no! Oh no! And that's it!
Oh, no way!
Now...
The friendly fire!
It pains me, and I'm sure it pains Alexander to know that he helped in his own defeat. I will say that the extra cannon at the end was complete overkill. The laser did not need to have such a perfect burn into his own core. That's just insult to injury. But I love it anyways. That was good. As this just... It's so perfect. and just keep digging on through it. Look at it. Look how perfect of a burn that is. Just digging so much deeper into his own core, only to have the rest of the cannon shells come slinging into the... And he gets doors... I didn't even notice his plasma got door sniped.
No, no, really? That's crazy.
It got door sniped during that experience.
Let's go.
But yeah, look. There was an entirely extra cannon shell that went clean through his fort after that. There was no amount of armor, there was no... That plasma wasn't the thing that killed him. It's just funny that it was included in his finishing blow. And, you know, I'm into it. Good job, Rabjik. Very well done. And that'll get him a point on the board. And bring him one step closer to a reverse sweep. Alright. The players are ready, the match is made, as we're jumping into Moorings 1v1. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are off to the races. As here we have on the left-hand side, it's Rebjik playing as the Spook Commander. Facing off against his opponent, Alexander, once again as the Overdrive Commander. Now, the scores are 1 for Ryabjik, 2 for Alexander. So if Alexander wins this round, he's on match points. And he goes to win the tournament in its totality, taking first place in the finals. Ryabjik is currently fighting for that first place position. But he only has 1 match, 1 round under his belt, 1 victory, so he needs 2 more victories, both this round and the next, in order to claim first place for himself. He's doing it. We saw last round, he did some great work with his own cannons. He just got ahead and ruined his opponent. That's, you know, let's see if he can do it again. Now, I'll say, there are a lot of... Usually it's the Germans that are the final competitors by virtue of being, you know, all of the entrants in the tournament. Not this time. Which is actually kind of nice.
I guess it is a bit refreshing.
It is. It's different. And that's got to feel good as developers, you know. It's like you have all these different communities are different. I don't want to say different communities. It's all the same community. It's dishonest to say they're different communities. All these different... The diversity within the community.
Yeah, each group has their own strategies and ways to build and everything. If you look like at Chinese people playing, it is completely different.
It is. It's very different from the Americans. And the Americans and Europeans generally are kind of similar, but everyone else has their own vastly different, at least in the details, vastly different details of how they build things.
I mean, just look at Rubber Fox and his portal motors.
Yes, yes.
So fun. Alright, first factory down.
Indeed. Alexander, unsurprisingly, going upgrade center first and upgrading everything, even upgrading a battery as his choice of option.
Okay. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Why not? That's probably the better option, to be honest. Whereas Ramjik going with something akin to a very standard style build. He does have an upgrade center, but isn't upgrading things yet. Now we have the factory placed for Alexander. We're starting the mine upgrades, but realistically, Rabjik needs to start placing a weapon platform for whatever weapon he's going to be building next. Otherwise, he's not going to be on time for his heavy weapon placement. I just want to see Alexander do something like suddenly mortar spam. It's not going to happen, but I want to see it. I am disappointed in the lack of heavy mortar spam. This is not really a heavy mortar spam map, but I've seen rockets do well on this map, but mortars, no, not so much. I mean, mortars can always do well on any map, but this one is definitely not mortar favored. The one mortar. Just get one more Rabjik. Just 2 mortars. Just do it. Do it, please. I just want to see a second one. He's not gonna do it. Just get one mortar to cause panic.
Rage bait.
Yeah. He's just gonna cause the panic. It's emotional damage, incendiary mortar. Is he gonna upgrade it to heavy mortar first? I think he shouldn't. I think he's just. No, he is. Okay. Both players up at 2 cannons. Rabjik a little bit ahead. I appreciate Alexander with the preemptive machine gunners. They won't be needed as there's simply not much damage to be had. But he doesn't know that. So, he's reacting quite heavily to these mortars.
He is taking the bait.
He is taking the bait, yes. Not by much, though. There's not a whole lot of expense being sent into this. They have very blocky
gunners is
bases.
still more than necessary.
It is. It is. He's selling them off.
I think it worked decently. Yeah.
This is the
Going
moment
for some
when
more cannons.
he gets 6 more mortars out of nowhere. Now, these are very different base designs than I'm accustomed to seeing on this map.
Yeah, I agree.
Typically on this map, you wouldn't see this block. It's specifically this block above the core that's different. Usually, at least in the Forts Pro League, most of the players will have this foundation exposed because damage to this foundation is damage that's not hitting your fort. And so they allow pass-through rounds to hit that. Also, not having that big block of weight here allows you to defend more densely other components of your fort without pulling a weight. You can do things like dangle goods down at the bottom without having to do this kind of thing, because this was blinking moments ago. It is going to be blinking again on both sides, just because of how much weight is there in that exposed bracing up top. So I am curious to see how that plays out.
That would have been disgusting if the third one also coalesced to that spot.
It would have been. It would have been. I'm not sure if it would have broken through, but it would have been disgusting. It probably would have broken through. Alexander, again, ahead on the cannons, which I shouldn't be surprised about. as we're into the cannon spam side of things. So Alexander does just have 4 cannons now, compared to Ryabjik's 3. Oh man, if that had coalesced, you could have gotten some real damage there on top of those, into those mines. Maybe even lethal damage with that upgraded battery sitting next to the foundation node. Do it again. You can do it, Rebjik. Send the cannon shells. They have been sent and they have dealt damage. Now, at this point, Alexander is just tanking the hits and isn't really... There's their first real retaliation. Honestly, that's some good damage dealt. That's the kind of unsustainable damage that Ryabjik can't be taking. Alright. Ryabjik is activating his commander ability. He can see the entirety of Alexander's base just as we do. I would, if I'm seeing this, I would want to punch clean through this spot right here, just above Alexander's core, and hit that battery. Because I'm looking at that cannon stack, and I'm seeing no vulnerabilities. Okay, once Ryabjik is just at the moment waiting for enough energy to fire his cannons. He's a little bit thin on the production. I think Alexander's aiming for the right spot, going for Ryabjik's cannons. Generally going for the cannons. I like the laser in the lower elements of Ryabjik's wood spam here. It can do some work. It can do a lot of work. But a 5th cannon for Alexander. If that 5th cannon comes online, Ryabjik's time will be very fast. The thing about cannons is they always put you on a clock. How fast that clock goes depends entirely on how many cannons exist. And a 5th cannon makes Ryabjik's time notably shorter than the time remaining in this match, as far as the timer is concerned. That's almost a full penetration. Ryabjik is just close to collapse here. Alexander is kind of sort of close to collapse. Alexander is also close to... They're both close to collapse here. It's bad. Alright, do it! Do it! Oh. He doesn't coalesce. And the plasma... He doesn't manage to focus any of the shots into the same spot. I mean, he kind of... He didn't focus it into the same 2x2 grid space, which is what he would have needed to do to penetrate. And if he had managed to penetrate, that could have been just over. That was a weak spot. And honestly, from the cannon shells, if the cannon shells come from on high and go above this node here, they can still have a nasty kill shot that'll just end the game outright. But 3 cannons is asking a lot, and the plasma won't be able to hit that. The plasma might be able to shave off some of the outer layers. No. Alexander's so close. Both of these players here are so very close to collapsing. Just one overcorrection could be the end here. The 5th cannon for Alexander is officially online, and with it, Ryabjik just doesn't have the ability to repair consistently. He's not dead yet, but he's between 1 and 2 volleys away from breaking down entirely. There's 6 minutes left in this match. Do it? No, he's out of power! Oh, if he had done that, that could have been a kill shot. Because remember that plasmas actually do break background bracing. It can destroy the stability tech here, keeping Alexander intact. If that had just done a little bit more damage, if he had just a little bit more power, that could have been lethal right there. There's just not enough power storage in Ryabjik's reserves. He needs another battery. Also more energy production generally. Where are those cannon shells going? Alright, at this point I don't think he can try to go for the core anymore. I think he has to door snipe with his plasmas. I think that's the only option, and he has to do it. Oh, he's trying for it. He knows and he's trying for it. He doesn't have the energy. He's still running out of energy. Alright. This is where the next volley of cannons comes from Alexander and breaks Ryabjik entirely. Yeah, Ryabjik just hardwalling off his cannons. He knows that he can't defend this with metal. He can't keep it available. He can't keep it open. He's just gotta do what he can. Come on, Ryabjik. Another battery. Just one more battery. You got this. You have enough production to function at a reduced rate if you just have the storage to bank it up. You just need another battery. Or 2 batteries. 2 batteries would be better. You can put them right behind the cannons. Right here. And then you got this. And you have the power to punch through again. But all the while, Alexander is just building up again. There is a world here where Alexander builds himself out of this game. Just by continuing to build to the point where he collapses. I just... Oh my god. Every strut of metal. Is that stretching? Oh, something looks real... Oh. Oh.
Damn.
He's barely alive. I like the mortar play from Ryabjik here. Because that's going to cause massive panic across Alexander. And if it causes enough panic in the right spots, he might just crumple. I'm sorry. Alexander is wobbling from laser fire. That's rough. I think Alexander's panicking. He's not firing those cannons at the mortars. He's firing them at the... He's just refiring them, just generally. Ryabjik, you need a sniper. You need something to stop machine gunners from coming online. I think he's trying to use the lasers to do that, but... Alright, now he's sending those cannons at the mortars. He misses, he's not aiming well enough. Alright, Ryabjik, there you go. That's the shot you needed. Get those mortars going again. Cannons exposed from on top. The mortars are digging through. But those cannons are coming off cooldown. The moment they do, they are going to assert their vengeance upon the mortars, and it's not gonna be pretty. All of these heavy weapons and mortars are once again the threat breaking Alexander. Oh, he penetrates. Oh, and the mortars go down. It's not good. Without those mortars in play, Alexander's going to be able to reconstruct as he see fit. And that's unfortunate for Rabjik. 60 seconds left on the clock. And I can't possibly imagine that Rabjik... Oh. Yeah. Rabjik's armor is finally broken by Alexander's just cannonade. Hmm. 20 seconds left. There's not enough time for Rabjik to upgrade those. And another cannon taken out. It's just too much damage. Alexander's crushing Rabjik at this point. Despite the near total collapse of Alexander's base.
He tried.
He did try. But at the end of the day, Alexander wins it on time, going to damage. At almost 2x the damage dealt, Alexander takes this round, going 3-1 in this best of 5, and taking first place in the tournament. So congratulations, Alexander, for winning the Legacy 1v1 tournament, taking it all the way in a DLC-less final matchup. That was a great round. So many cannons. At the end, with 6 cannons on Alexander's side and only 1 on Rabjik's, it's been good. It's been real good. That was a great time. I liked that. I liked that a lot. I would have loved to see more mortars. We saw it every single time mortars came out. They were stupidly effective. So I wish we could have seen more of them. But the players really wanted cannons, and you know what? I can understand that. Alrighty then, so 42. I believe there were prizes for these players, yes?
Yes, correct. As it is a smaller tournament, the prizes for first place is $50 in Steam cards. The second should be, I think, $25, and the third $10. I think it's something like that. And also, of course, the winner gets a community badge for the tournament.
Yeah. But is the badge going to look vastly different from the other ones?
No, unfortunately, we are trying to not have too much badge bloat and not create too many badges.
Sounds good to me.
But it will still link to the tournament, so it will be unique in its own way.
Yes. Alright, do we have any other announcements we would like to go through before spinning it down here?
I guess I can foreshadow the next tournament, which will be High Seas.
Oh, I'd like to hear that.
And it will be, of course, an official tournament this time. Tournament 32.
Yes. Okay, then. Well, then you guys have that to look forward to. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you to 42 and for Romero for handling all the things behind the scenes. And once again, thank you to the players for doing such a good job. And congratulations to the players, because that was very well played. What we're going to do here is what we do after every tournament, is we're going to be switching over to our afternoon live stream, where you will be disabling the delays for some good old-fashioned chat interaction and such. So I want to say thank you guys for joining, and I will see you guys on the other side.